Hey guys, 5.5e looks good. The books look great. The art equals yes. I love what I've seen about it so far. I love where they're going. But I'm still going to run DC20. Why? Here's why. The things I love most about DC20 aren't in 5.5. Yes, I'm calling it that. They can't be. Things like stats, damage rolls, and actions. You still have to roll damage. You'd still have 6 stats and mods. You'd still have spell slots and spell levels. You'd still have set actions that you can do in set numbers. I prefer the AP, mana points, and the hit methods of DC20, and I just don't think 5.5 can give us the same feel at the table anymore. I've been spoiled, guys. I've had some Turkish delight, and now I'm sold. Tori, I don't trust Kickstarters, you say? Okay, you got me there. I don't actually do the Kickstarter thing. This was actually my first. The ingredients are solid. AP systems exist in Pathfinder, MP exists in other games. Heck, one of my players even recognized the roll high, deal damage thing, although he couldn't recall from which game specifically. It's enough of a game already. Like I mentioned with Pow World, it's still technically in early access, but you'd honestly not know it unless someone told you or you saw one menu screen. That's how DC20 kind of feels to me. The core is there. What I've seen of the alpha and the roadmap Coach has talked about in his streams, which are readily available on YouTube, it shows me him and his team have got this handled, and they're not going to leave their customers in the lurch. I'm confident in them, their system, and honestly, this community of people who are helping to make it. So, we got the chance to play with it. Okay, my experience was just one session with basically no combat. It was a slightly shorter session and they did a lot of RP and skill checks and stuff. It went on longer than I thought. I have one player who's a bit of a min-max and munchkin, and I can totally get away with that because he knows I'm right. It's kind of our little joke. Normally, he doesn't do the roleplay part as much. He likes the combat and the more rules-heavy systems. So things like Ancestry, letting him build his lineage, and the AP system, letting him take the turn that he wants, was huge for him. I can't tell you how many times in 5e he'd look at me and go, if I do XYZ, is that a bonus action? No, that's an action. Okay, how about if I do AB and then C? No, you can only do C or AB because that's 2 actions. And now I kind of don't need to do that with him. He knows exactly what takes an AP and what doesn't, and he can form his own plan with that. It's not just about customization, it's also about clarity too. I have not seen that player roleplay as much as they did that particular session. And he did actually play an older character from 5e rather than his current character. That could have affected things, but still. I just saw the wheels turning as he was already thinking exactly how he was going to spend his turns, what he was going to do, and seeing him really engage with the world around him was really neat. Likewise, my other players, who are not as rules heavy, were able to pick up this system just like that. It was so easy, and they seem to really like it too. I've seen comments and chats, people saying that the initiative system will just boil down to players deliberately gaming the system and their characters magically doing whatever skill they're the best at, or that it would just boil down to awareness rolls all the time. And while we only had one roll for combat that evening, I can now see this as being an issue. So we'll play around with it a little longer through the beta and see where we land. One option is just doing a flat agility roll for initiative, or other methods like players determine their own order of their team, and then it goes PC monster, because I do like and will do the Team A, then Team B, then Team A method. It's just a matter of determining which team goes first. In general, though, we had a really great time. Great enough that they're coming back next week to fight a Banshee. Woo! I gotta say, it was so easy to pick up this system. Maybe that's just because it was an alpha and missing things like its crafting system. Maybe it's just that dang good. Maybe it's Maybelline. Whatever the case, I was basically able to swap systems and the flowers are still standing. Characters, world, story, it's like nothing even happened. It wasn't even a separate one-shot or anything. I just straight up continued the campaign we were already on. I've had an extra jam-packed schedule the last 2 weeks. Basically, just picture me not leaving the editing screen for 3 weeks straight. And yet, on lunch breaks and notions, I had enough to fully swap everything over for a session. I just had to mention how easy it was to get everything moved over. I hope this helps give you a little bit more information and thoughts if you're still on the fence. There's a lot of perks for backing. We all like free goodies, right? But the content I work through is free on the Kickstarter page. I get that it won't be for everyone, no shame. I felt very put down by the community for years for not hating WotC enough and not switching systems. I just didn't want to. I didn't have anything to get excited about. And now I do, and I hope I've been able to share some of that with you guys. The Kickstarter is coming to a close July 1st. So what are you waiting for? Go to the link in the description and check it out. Do it. Feel it. Let the curiosity flow through you. Do it. To all my new subscribers, thank you so very much. To all the commenters, your words kept me going. No, literally. I fully admit to crumbling under schedules and pressures, and I cannot keep up a weekly pace. Every time I felt like quitting or got really discouraged from the stress, I'd see a nice comment and it would give me enough positive energy to keep going. That said, after all this excitement, I have to pause and catch up on some life things. I'll still stream, and I've still got more Stitchy content coming too. This won't be the last DC20 video ever, but I am going back to my regular schedule after this. Saturday streams, monthly floss tube, and something on a topic or animated video every 2 to 3 months. That's kind of my goal. For me, it's just time to give myself some me time. And for DC20, it's just getting started.